Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. This is Ro Leather, Certified Career Coach. Welcome back to my channel, your dedicated space for unraveling the intricacies of career advancement, fluctuating job market, and exploring strategies for career success. A common request I get from job seekers is to help them understand the steps to a productive and successful job search. What I often forget is that some people are new to the process or may need a refresher on activities and steps that go into job hunting. Whether you've just graduated or making a career pivot or simply looking to start fresh, the step-by-step guide will help you understand steps to landing your next job. I'll share key strategies, actionable tips, and even point out common pitfalls that can slow down your progress. If you follow these steps, you'll not only stay organized, but also position yourself for long-term career success. All right, let's dive into the action plan. Self-assessment and goal setting. That is always the first step. Before you even think about applying for jobs, take some time to understand your strengths, skills, and interest. This is a critical step that often gets overlooked. Think of it like mapping out your route before a road trip. If you don't know your destination, you'll just end up going in circles. So even if you have a target job, it is always a good idea to take inventory of the required skills, experience, and knowledge. You can do this by simply reading through the job posting and pinpointing your matchability for the position. Are you a good fit? And if you are, let's move forward. Your first action plan. Upon reviewing the job announcement and making a note of the requirements, start by listing your technical skills, like maybe it's software proficiency, coding languages, or design abilities. And then also your soft skills, such as communication, problem solving, or leadership. Be honest with yourself. How good are you? This is important because you'll want to identify your strongest qualifiers and lead with them on both resume and interview. Once you have a clear picture, align your skills with potential career paths because the goal is for you to apply your qualifications in an area where you can compete and be marketable in the workplace. Now, if you're still unclear of your strengths and career interests, you really need to take the time to find out what your strengths are by going through the assessments because it's crucial. Here's a tip. Take an online career assessment or personality test. In the US, you can access assessments on ONET Online and Career One Stop. Both are administered by the Department of Labor. If you're outside of the US, you'll have to research to see what types of tools that are available through your county, your state, or federal government. Assessments will help you identify careers that fit your personality and skill set. And these can be a great way to discover roles that you haven't even considered before. Here's your first pitfall. One major pitfall to avoid is applying for everything under the sun. When you don't focus on roles that align with your skills or passions, you risk spreading yourself too thin and getting discouraged. And employers can tell when you're just applying for any job and it comes across as less intentional. Instead, focus on jobs that you can realistically compete and excel in. So assessments may take some time, but it is worth it. You'll want to be strategic in your job search from the get-go. Once you identify the type of roles you want, the next thing you'll want to do is find out, how do I find job openings? Now, let's see if we can identify where you can apply for a job. Identify your key strategies. Once you have your goals and skills in check, it's time to zoom out and see where the demand is. You'll want to focus on industries that are hiring, especially in your region. There's no point in looking for jobs in a sector that isn't growing where you live, or worse, one that's shrinking, unless, of course, you're looking to relocate. So adjust your approach to your circumstances. Your action plan. Start by researching what industries are thriving in your area. You can use resources like LinkedIn's job page or government labor reports. Let's say you're in a major city, tech or finance might be booming. But if you're in a smaller area, more rural, maybe it's healthcare or manufacturing that might be more dominant. And you'll learn about these options in your research. Here's a pitfall. A common mistake here is chasing the trendy industries without understanding what they're about. Just because everyone is talking about a certain sector doesn't mean it's right for you. And for example, if you have no background or passion for technology, Trying to force yourself into a programming job might lead to you with an early burnout. And here's a tip. If you're in a region where market is tight, consider widening your search to remote jobs. Many companies now hire remotely, and this can open up more opportunities for you, especially if your local market is small or very saturated. But keep in mind, remote jobs may be just as competitive as those in person. Next step. Identify leading companies in your region. Now that you know which industries are hot, the next step is to pinpoint the key players. Those are the companies that are driving the growth in these industries. Here's your action plan. Start by making a list of the companies with presence in your area. A simple prompt on ChatGPT can provide you with a list of key companies prominent in your region. Here's a pitfall. Don't fall into the trap of big name bias. Yes, working for a big brand can look great on your resume, but sometimes you'll find better growth and learning opportunities at a smaller company. And don't overlook startups or medium-sized firms that may be more willing to invest in your development. Another tip, make sure to dig deep. For example, check Glassdoor reviews to get a sense of a company's culture. It's not just about finding a company that's hiring, but finding one where you'll actually enjoy working. So I would suggest that you pinpoint about 10 companies that you'll really research in depth to see if you're truly interested and that they are worth pursuing. Next step, research company positions, news, and trends. So once you've got a list of target companies, it's time to do your homework. This step will give you an edge when you're applying and help you tailor your approach. Research each company thoroughly. Look at their website for their mission, their values, but don't stop there. Google for news about the company, following them on social media, and read press releases are good steps. Look into what have they accomplished recently? Are they expanding? Have they announced any exciting new projects or partnerships? You'll want to get a complete picture of where the company is today and where it's headed. Here's a tip. Use your research in your applications. Mention specific initiatives or projects in your cover letter that shows you've done your research and understand the company's direction. But here's the pitfall. Don't rely solely on official company resources. Companies often paint overly rosy pictures of their own websites. To get a more objective view, read independent articles on the industry or reviews from current and former employees on Glassdoor. Understand industry forecasts and future trends. It's one thing to know where a company is today, but even more valuable to understand where the entire industry is heading. This knowledge gives you strategic advantage in interviews and long-term career planning. Here's your action plan. Dive into the industry trending news on the industry and the key players. This will help you understand key trends shaping the future. For example, how will automation or AI impact your field? Are there new regulations coming that will change how companies in the industry operate? Understanding these dynamics allows you to anticipate future demands and position yourself as someone who can contribute to that growth. Here's another tip. Bring up these trends during the interviews. If you can talk intelligently about the future of the industry, you'll stand out as a forward-thinking candidate. Pitfall is ignoring long-term outlook can also be a mistake. Industries can change fast, especially with new technology and regulations. Don't get stuck in a field that may be in decline in the next few years because you didn't pay attention to trends. Hello, blockbusters. We all know what happened with blockbusters. Netflix approached them about streaming. Blockbusters blew them off. If you'd like more information on blockbusters and Netflix, you can easily find them online. All right, let's look at networking. It's crucial, but often overlooked by entry-level job seekers. Building relationships early can help you land a job faster. Here's your action plan. Use LinkedIn to connect with people in your target industries. You don't have to know these people personally to reach out. Start with polite professional message asking for advice or insights about the role or company that is available. or simply follow them, especially recruiters. Don't request to connect with them because likely your request will be overlooked, but you can certainly follow them and be alerted on any positions that they have posted. And then other places where you can network are local events in your area, local job fairs, and webinars in your field. Even virtual networking events can open doors to opportunities. And here's a tip. Make networking a part of your weekly routine. Comments on posts, share relevant articles, and engage with professionals on LinkedIn. Having a network will help you when you're ready to apply because you'll already have built-in connections. Here's a pitfall. Don't think of networking as a last-minute activity. You need to do this before you actually need a job. It should be an ongoing process. Building a professional network takes time, so don't wait until you're desperate. Tailoring your resumes. This is tailoring your presentation. All right. So at this point, you are ready to apply for a position, but don't just send out the same resume to every job posting. Here's your action plan. For each job, read the job description carefully and tweak your resume and cover letter to highlight the skills and experiences that align with that specific role. Use specific keywords from the job description to increase your chances of passing through the applicant tracking system, also known as ATS. Use the information you found in your research about trends and innovation specific to the company. How do you do that? Here's a tip. Customize your cover letter. Mention projects or challenges the company is facing and how your skills can help solve them. This shows that you've done your research and are genuinely interested in the role. Here's a pitfall. Tailoring your resume may seem daunting. You will be tempted to take a shortcut by sending out generic applications. Recruiters can tell when you haven't put in the effort. A little customization goes a long way in making your application stand out. The goal is for you to present yourself as part of the solution they are seeking. And the only way you will understand the problem they are trying to solve is for you to understand that job posting announcement and really understand the competencies and experience that they are seeking. And then make sure that when you have those matching skills and experience, that they stand out on your resume. All right, so follow up and stay organized. After you've sent your applications, the work isn't done. You need to stay organized. Your action plan. Create a spreadsheet or have an app to track applications or even handwritten notes, noting details like job titles, company, dates that you applied, and the responses you received. Follow up with a polite email a week or two after applying if you have not heard back. Here's your tip. Following up shows that you are proactive and serious about the role. It can push your application to the top of the pile. Keep a folder of each application to ensure you have copies of the documents and information you submitted to each company. Because remember, everything the employer will know about you will come from the application packet you've submitted. That is your resume, your cover letter, and any other documents that you have submitted along with the application that you complete. Here's a pitfall. Don't rely on just applying and waiting. Taking an active approach by following up can often lead to faster response and show your enthusiasm. Employers want to hire people who take action. All right, and the last two talking points that I have. Be realistic about the time frame. Most employers will give you a time frame, but oftentimes in the experience that I've seen, they go beyond that. So if they say that they will have an answer for you within 2 weeks and they haven't, reach out and ask. Always follow up. And they may say, no, we've hit a glitch and it looks like it's going to be a longer time. And they may not know when they will actually have an answer. So it is up to you to ask permission when you can follow up. Ask if you can follow up in 2 to 3 weeks. You need to follow up if you say you're going to follow up if you're truly interested in this position. Otherwise, you may be forgotten. Okay. And the last bullet I have here is ask for guidance. That would be if you have mentors, people that are ahead in your industry that you can reach out to and ask for guidance. Your colleagues, just to get a sense of feedback. Professors, if you are a student, and of course, career professionals. If you are part of a university and you have a career services department available to you, reach out to them. That is what they are there for. They, even if you are not sure about what it is that you're looking for, they may have the resources for you. And for those who do not have access to universities, and you may already be established in your field, or you're an adult and you don't have any other sources to reach out to career professionals like me. Feel free to drop a comment below, and I will do my best to provide you with direction and answer. And that is it for today. I hope this action plan gets you on track, gets you motivated, gets you focused, and gets you hired. Drop me a question below if you have any questions. If you're not always subscribed, please do so, and I will see you in the next recording. Take care.